everybody, and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be talking about Rian Johnson and the future of Star Wars. So before getting into the Rian Johnson situation, which I know that World Class BSers and a bunch of other channels have covered because, let's just be honest, Rian Johnson is not the brightest of bulbs in the bunch, I wanted to talk about this bit of news from Deadline, which I think is the more interesting of the two, just because I think that this one definitely points to the future of Star Wars kind of still being in this question of doubt, but also it seems to be indicating that Disney is indeed taking very seriously Episode 9 and not wanting anything to get out about the film until they are ready, which to me tells me, yeah, they've learned their lesson. They've learned that, we need to make sure we get this right, because if we don't get this right, then, things aren't going to be good for the future of Star Wars under our current label. But the news is this: Star Wars Episode 9 on the sidelines for the big game, while Hobbs and Shaw will touch down. Very, very crafty headline from Deadline. Yes, indeed, I like to rhyme. Oh, wait a minute, that rhymed too. Boom! Anyway, so despite internet buzz that Disney will drop a Star Wars Episode 9 trailer on Super Bowl, we're hearing that's not the case. Last year, the studio broke Star Wars promo form and dropped a teaser on Super Bowl Sunday for Solo Star Wars Story, but this year, the thinking is that Episode 9 can feasibly create its own event whenever Disney decides to launch a trailer. It doesn't need a big 103 million viewed event to prop the December 20th release. Well, you see, the biggest problem with all of this is that you kind of do, Disney. You kind of do need to spend that money. Is it that you don't want to spend money because you feel like that you don't need to? Or is it possible that you maybe don't have the extra cash to spend, or don't have as much confidence in the film to spend the extra cash on a big Super Bowl spot? Honestly, I don't know. That second point doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because they're still most likely going to be releasing an Endgame trailer for it, probably going to put a Captain Marvel trailer, because we got to put the Captain Marvel Whammon trailer in there as well. Probably get some it says Dumbo, Toy Story 4, etc. So it's not that Disney doesn't want to shout the money. The question, I guess, more accurately stated, is, are they just not willing to shell out the extra money for Star Wars? And I think that at this point in time, especially when you look at the current state of the fandom, especially when you look at just the recent news with Star Wars as far as losing money for the first time ever this past summer with Solo Star Wars Story, the fact that because of recent SEC filings, we know that their Star Wars merchandising and their Star Wars sales are down, are not doing well. Because of all of these things, and also all of the images and pictures and videos that we've seen of Star Wars toys just not selling, at least the newer stuff, the sequel trilogy stuff not selling as much as they could, it really does tell you that the state of Star Wars is not nearly as good as many shills in the media and many other very big, strong, pro-Disney, pro-Star Wars channels are trying to say and trying to spin. The reality is much more bleak. The reality is not saying that at all, and it's just following the breadcrumbs and trying to make a logical conclusion. At no point am I ever going to claim that I've got some secret knowledge and, well, according to my person on the inside, you see, I say this. No, I'm not that kind of a person. This is not that kind of channel. There are channels out there that do that, and many times they are just trying to get clicks. Many times they don't have the inside information. I mean, they're the same kind of people that were saying, oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is going to get fired, just you wait. And then she got a 3-year contract extension. And I know that most of us are still in agreement that it's probably just, a title at this point, and it probably isn't going to be doing much. But at the end of the day, she's still under contract to Lucasfilm, and there's really no change in sight at this point. That is, of course, unless Episode 9 does really poorly or doesn't meet expectations. At that point, I think you might see some very visible shifts going on within it. But having a no Star Wars trailer, not having a Star Wars trailer rather yet at this point, to me is crazy. I mean, at the very least, I thought, we're going to get a trailer for Christmas, because that's just the time that you get a Star Wars trailer, because then you can build it up over a full year with the first teaser trailer, getting people excited and talking about it and everything like that. That's normally what happens. And then the next logical thing was, the Super Bowl. You got 108 million. You got a huge audience of people that are going to see it and get excited for it and start talking about it instead of talking about football. All of a sudden on Twitter and all the social media, it's going to be Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. So you think, oh man, right? That would make sense. And yet, according to Deadline, and again, this could easily be wrong. I'm sure that they could easily change their mind at this point, because they're Disney and they have money and they do have the ability to make that choice. But the fact that we're even talking about this, the fact that it's even in doubt, the fact that we haven't gotten a trailer to this point yet, and it's already January 28th, has me a bit confirmed in my own theory that they understand that they are in a very, very bad position. Because beforehand, when they were just, riding on cloud nine with the $2 billion that came out of The Force Awakens, they're like, we can do no wrong. We can do whatever we want. Pooh, we're going to push this agenda down. Oh, wait, you don't like it? Oh, well, you know what? That means you're just a racist and sexist. Oh, wait, we were attacking the fans? What, you didn't like our film? Oh, that must mean you're a racist or a sexist. We don't care. We don't care what you have to say. And they were on cloud nine. But now all of a sudden, you get people like Chuck Wendig, who finally gets fired because of him running off his mouth. You finally have Rian Johnson, who at this point hasn't really told us much about how that trilogy is going. You haven't heard any of the plans. In fact, all the plans have been put on hold. You have the president of Disney, not of Lucasfilm, of Disney, coming out saying, oh yeah, all the projects that we were talking about, all the projects that we wanted to do, oh yeah, we're just going to keep it on the DL. We're going to keep it on the DL, see what happens. It's amazing how much the narrative can change. It's amazing how much time can change the story. From, oh my God, amazing, Last Jedi comes out, oh, we're defending it. And then what changed it? That's right, Solo Star Wars Story. Even up until Solo Star Wars Story came out, guess who is still out in public? Kathleen Kennedy. It's amazing how once that film came out and bombed, everything changed. Now, of course, I think that the messaging was definitely slow to get out there because you still continuously had Rian Johnson do his same old shtick over and over again, which we're going to get to in a second because he's once again put his foot in his mouth. But we see that the narrative has changed. Things are not looking up for Disney Star Wars. Now, some people have been saying, oh, well, Disney's going to make money some other places. Yeah, okay, you might have a point there. But the fact is that the most valuable IP that Disney owns, I'm sorry, it's not Marvel. I mean, you would think Marvel because Marvel has been doing so successful, but that's because Kevin Feige knows what the hell he's doing. No, the most valuable property that they own, especially when you look at the fact that they spent $4 billion for it, definitely not that high when they bought when they bought Marvel, is the fact that you have Star Wars. Again, the most valuable is Star Wars. And they've taken the most valuable property, the most valuable IP that George Lucas built up. And even though there are some people who are going to try and spin it saying, oh, well, it went through the dark times and the prequels and everything. Like, look, I didn't like the prequels either, but at least it was a consistent story. And guess what? He saw what he did. He realized he didn't do that very good of a job. And so what did he do? He didn't make live action movies anymore. And he focused on a kick-ass animated series that went on for 5+ seasons. A successful series at that. One that is loved almost universally by Star Wars fans of young and old alike. But that's the current state of Star Wars. We don't have a trailer. Why not? It's very easy to just put something together and put it out there, especially if you're confident in your movie. Oh, how a year can change. The one thing that cannot change over a year, though, is, of course, Rian Johnson. So Rian Johnson just came out the other day trying to say, and basically just lying. He was saying, I have never attacked anyone being critical of my film. I would never go after anyone if they just didn't like my movie. I enjoy discourse. Well, you can tell that to all the people that you blocked who were trying to, talk to you saying, hey, I didn't like your movie, and this is what I didn't like. And then you would just block them. I'm surprised. In fact, at one point I was blocked, and now apparently I've been unblocked. So I guess when he was, going through his tweet storm, when he was going ahead and, deleting 20,000 tweets, I wonder if he also unblocked a bunch of people as well. Yeah, people forget sometimes. Yeah, he deleted 20,000 tweets. I wonder why. And it's also funny, too. It's like you delete the 20,000 tweets, and yet you think that they're gone. I think if you have not learned at this point that once you tweet something, it's out there. And that there are websites now that archive everything. And guess what? They're there. I'm sure that people can dig through them still if they really want to. But yeah, remember that? Remember how we just delete everything? Oh no, but these are still up there. As you see, what we talk about when we talk about man babies. Again, he's calling the people being critical of his film man babies. But no, he claims, oh no, I've never gone after the fans. Never. Oh no, if you didn't like my movie, wait, you just didn't like my movie? No, I didn't go after you. I swear. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't do it. I was, I've been on Twitter for a while, and I never ever went after anyone. Well, right here, what we talk about when we talk about man babies. Don't feed the man babies, Shanna. You're the one that coined the term man babies when talking about Star Wars. In fact, it's because of you that other people who are crazy went after the fan base as well, using the same words that you put out there. And it's so funny that you would put that out there, man babies, man babies, man babies, but then guess what? You never responded. And yes, my girls are so upset. You had Vanity Fair coming out to you saying, oh my gosh, Rian Johnson is a genius. He trolls people. He trolls the fans. Oh my gosh, he trolled Mike Zero and the people that wanted the Star Wars The Last Jedi to be remade. Do you remember this? People said, I didn't like The Last Jedi, so you know what? I'm going to try and put a project together to remake it. And what does he do? He says, please, 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 please. Please do it. I'm serious. Please. Mocking them. So he has a history. He has a sociopathic history of mocking the fan base. And yet somehow, some way, he's like, oh no, I didn't do anything. But where are we? Your film made $700 million less than The Force Awakens. It led to the environment that created the $200 million loss on Solo: A Star Wars Story. And it's further created the environment where the head of Disney had to come out and say, yeah, things aren't going well. Yeah, things aren't going as well as we wanted them to. Yeah, things aren't selling nearly as well as we wanted. And, it's because we did too much too fast. You know, he might want to cover your ass. But that's the great thing about YouTube. It's a great thing about Twitter. It's a great thing about social media. And even though I think that there's a lot of problems when it comes to all of those platforms, is that we can speak our voices and we can call out crap. Because that we knew immediately when he said that was total crap. Because the truth of the matter is that everything in Disney Star Wars was actually going very well. And then your movie came out. And not only did your movie come out, and not only did your movie ruin canon, not only did your movie just, defy expectations, subvert expectations, which was what your plan was all along, but in the process, you just took everything JJ set up for you in the first movie and said, screw you, man. I'm going to make my own movie. And then, oh yeah, now you have to pick up the pieces. So it's because of your movie that Star Wars is now in this state. It's because of your movie that the fandom is now as split as it is. There are going to be people screaming until they're blue in the face saying, you're just a small minority, you don't count. And yet they still cannot explain fully why people didn't go see Solo: A Star Wars Story. Oh, and it wasn't marketed very well, or it came out in May. All of these things which have been debunked. All of these things which do not take into account that kind of a loss. When you lose that much money, when you only make $392 million worldwide on a Star Wars movie, it means people chose not to go. And just look to the 100,000 plus channels, the 100,000 plus subscribers on so many channels of people who have been outspoken about this and our anger and frustration. Oh, but yeah, Rian Johnson, I have nothing to do with it. I've never gone after the fans. Please, 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 please. I've never gone after the fans. When we talk about man babies, I've never gone after the fans. Oh, don't feed the man babies, Shanna. Shanna. And yet, this is the person who tried to make it very clear, who's been responding to the fans, using a meme and a gif from his own movie, and everyone was saying, oh my gosh, the director of this film just used a gif from his own movie of one of the worst characters ever, who could have been really cool because Benicio del Toro is an amazing actor. And yet his character sucked because it was written by Rian Johnson. But at the end of the day, what he did was just lied. And this is what he said. For anyone that's like, oh, you're just saying this, Here are his words right here from January 25th. I have never once, not one single time, ever attacked someone for just not liking the movie. Show me a tweet where I do that. Man babies! What we talk about man babies! Please, 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 please! Please! Shanna, don't talk about the man baby. Don't feed the man baby, Shanna! Show me one tweet. I never have and I never would. But if someone is an abusive a-hole, I have zero hesitation in calling them an abusive a-hole. I mean, I think that's like his inner voice. He thinks he sounds that cool. When reality he's like, well, if someone's being an abusive a-hole because they don't like my movie, then, then I'll call my man baby. Ryan, you've been caught. You can try and spin it all you want. You can try and scream till you're blue in the face. But at the end of the day, when we all look back at this 10 years from now, at when Star Wars fell and how it was reborn, mostly because of channels like Star Wars Theory and the fandom in general, we'll look back and we'll say, oh yeah, that's right. It was this man. It was this man, Rian Johnson, who caused the destruction of one of the greatest IPs of all time. But the greatest thing about destruction is that destruction can also usually breed construction. Usually in chaos, eventually order reigns. And I cannot wait for the day for all of this mess that you have a major part to play in eventually subsides, because, man, I want Star Wars to be great again. Oh, I'm sorry if I just triggered you, by the way. That's right. I want to make Star Wars great again. As do all the fans. But go ahead. Keep on lying, Rian. Keep on lying. And if and when that trilogy of yours ever comes out, wherever it comes out, get ready to lose some more money. And to Disney, if you honestly think that financially it is viable at this time to put money into this man right here, good luck. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, share the video as well. It's great to talk about Star Wars, but I really wish I could talk about just how much love I had for the Thrawn trilogy that I just finished earlier today. I mean, just freaking amazing. Those are the kinds of stories that need to be told. The fact that the Thrawn trilogy is not canon and is a part of the extended universe only because of Disney's decisions is so stupid. The fact that we have The Last Jedi with Canto Bight and all these stupid characters and all these stupid places that he, came out of his stupid little mind, but we don't have Grand Admiral Thrawn in the Thrawn trilogy. I know that we got him later on in in Rebels, but still, Thrawn as Thrawn, written by Timmy Zahn, is sad. And Rian Johnson was a major part of that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, God bless.